You're watching Island Kitchen. Thanks for joining us. We're here at Mood Beach Restaurant with the one and only head chef.
Hi, Vic.
Les Regan. What are we doing today?
Today we're going to make creme brulee.
Right. Now, that to me sounds terrifying.
Well, it's very, very simple. It's a custard dish. It's a French dish. Creme brulee has been French for burnt cream. And everyone will know it. In Spain, they make creme catalan, which is a very similar dish. It's a different recipe, but it's the same style. And it's really, really simple, basic recipe.
Isn't there a problem, though, that if you don't get it right, it's just going to go bleh?
Yeah, it can be difficult to get it right with the eggs crack when you're cooking it, but today we're hopefully going to show you a way of doing it that's going to simplify it. It's a real easy recipe, because it's one of those classic recipes. There's 100 different versions, but this is a real basic recipe. Again, a base recipe, and to this we can add loads of different flavours, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that later.
Right, let's crack on.
Let's crack on. First, we got 500 mils of double cream here, boiling away.
Right.
We've got 10 egg yolks separated here.
10? Wow.
10 egg yolks for 500.
Okay.
You can half this again or quarter it.
And this would feed how many, do you think? Because these are the little pots you're doing.
I've got these little 5 ramekins here, and we're going to make 4 or 5 really good portions here for this. Okay, so the cream is on. We've got the 10 egg yolks, like I said. We've got 120 grams of caster sugar.
Okay.
Or granulated sugar is fine for this too. This goes straight into the egg yolks.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're just going to give this a whisk up here.
Yeah.
Like that. You can just see them cream together.
Yeah. And again, this is you know, it seems quite rich, but as you say, you know, it's all about it's better to have the taste and the size of this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is a really simple recipe. Like I said, it's a custard, but the flavors that are going to come from this are going to be amazing, just from very, very few ingredients. If you get your system down and you learn how to do this the right way, people are going to be so happy when they taste this. You know,
right.
People are really amazed by
this is one of those dishes that you can
ingredients.
sort of whip out in the evening and really impress all your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's a dish you can make a few days beforehand too. It's going to hold 3 or 4 days good in the fridge. So I've got the cream here boiling away.
Yeah.
To this, I'm going to add some fresh vanilla pod.
Now again, fresh vanilla is always better.
Yeah, fresh vanilla is better. You can get the bottled stuff in the supermarket, which is quite good. There's different types of quality, but generally the fresh stuff is good. This is good. This holds in the fridge for a long, long time, for a few weeks. So how we open it, then we just split the vanilla pod.
Yeah.
Just along like this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take the seeds out from inside.
So the seeds really are you don't need the other bits.
This is where all the flavour comes from. These little bit of seeds here. Just one vanilla pod here is going to flavour this up.
Just
fantastic,
one?
yeah.
Wow.
Just one, and of course you're going to get these beautiful little dots of vanilla through the mix, which is just going to give it another depth, a little bit more exciting. Okay. And in fact, you can throw the whole vanilla pod in there too.
Right, okay.
Because you just want to get all the flavour out of there, not to waste anything.
Right.
So we've got our eggs nicely creamed together.
Yeah.
As you can see, cream is just coming to the boil. Now what we want to do is we want to add the cream to the mix.
Right.
But we don't want it to curdle. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of cream, and this is just going to bring the eggs up to temperature.
Right.
So you're not putting too much hot in on top of something cold.
Right, so that's the trick really, to do it little by little at the beginning.
Put in a little bit at the start. Now the temperature is rised in this.
Yeah.
And now we're okay to add the rest of it.
Okay.
So in it goes.
Right.
Like so. Give this a good whisk. As you can see now, all the flavours coming in together, all the vanilla, all the sugar, all the egg yolks. Have a smell there. It's basically...
Oh, it takes you back to my childhood.
Yeah, everyone will know it from back home. You know, it's a really egg recipe, but this is a really classic version of it. This is the French recipe. Okay. A really simple recipe of doing it. Into a good thick bottom pan.
Now, you did say that there could be problems if anything went wrong. Yeah,
well, this is the moment where it can crack. There's a couple of secrets to it. There's a couple of knacks to it. First, you want to get it on a really good low heat like this.
Yeah.
Small flame. And we're going to cook it slowly. And the secret also is to have a good thick bottom pot. So it is an even temperature all the way through the pot, so the egg is going to cook evenly all the way through. If you've got a pot that's a little bit old or a little bit thinner, the tin parts are going to cook faster than the tin parts.
Sometimes it is, because I've got some really old saucepans, and you sort of think, oh, does it make any difference? But
well, it does, you know.
With the cooking, so it can affect which bits cook first.
Absolutely, you know, it's again, equipment is very, very important in the kitchen. Like I always say, if I didn't have the equipment that we have in the professional kitchens, you know, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So it's very important to get your pots, to get your spoons, your things right at home. You don't need to have a fantastic array of stuff, but if you learn these few basic tricks of doing some dishes, you can make loads of variations. People think you're a fantastic cook.
So this is the thing, isn't it, really? Because a lot of us, like me, I look at my kitchen and I think, well, it's all right you doing this, but could I do it with what I've got? But as you say, it's actually better to have a few good quality basics.
Yeah, absolutely.
In equipment, rather than thinking, right, I'm going to go out and buy every single knife that there is going.
Absolutely.
Just get a couple of good ones.
You can see here, I've got a chopping knife, I've got a small knife, we've got a good whisk, you've got a good pan. You know, you can do so many things. And you get a good non-stick pan also, you can fry a lot of stuff, you can do stir fries. You don't need to go crazy, but buy good quality first time. Instead of buying cheap quality and
because you do
using it and then getting a new one.
Because you see all the things and you think, well, actually, you know, surely it's better to buy a pack of 12 kitchen knives. But as you say, 2 will
get one good knife and you can do most things with it. Okay, let's take a look at this now. The custard is starting to cook down. If you look to the bottom of the pot, you can see where all the heat is touching and where it's beginning to cook. It's starting to thicken up little by little. And you got to keep it moving. The trick is to keep it moving. So when this part cooks, look at this touching, it's moved on. So it's an even bake all the way through.
Right. So this is something where, like you say, just for a few minutes, you need to just concentrate. And like you say, once this is done, like I say, if you're having a party and you're having people around, you know, this is the bit you invest your time in.
This is what you do.
Get it done, and then you know you can forget about it. Oh, it's really thickening up now.
Yeah, you can see it. It's going to double in thickness, and this is one of the things with practice. You'll know when it's at its point.
Yes.
You'll know when it's ready, when it's smooth. So you can see it's coming slowly and slowly. It takes about, with 500 mils here, you're going to take about a minute per 100 milliliters to cook.
Right.
Slowly, slowly, slowly. I've been doing it for years now, so I can go a little bit faster. I can cheat a little bit, which I don't recommend at home. But for television, okay, let's put it up a little bit. Okay, now you can see it cooking. You see it kind of coming together now.
And again, I presume the other thing you don't want is lumps, do you?
You don't want the lumps, you know. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about that later too, where, you know, we can pass it through a sieve and take any imperfections out of there. So it's going to be really smooth.
Now, just saying the worst did happen and it split.
If it split,
what could you do?
You can use a whisk to bring it back together again.
Right.
But don't tell anybody I told you that. So no, I don't want to give these secrets away. So, as you can see, we can speed the things up here and give it a whisk around.
Yeah.
The important thing that it's always moving, bringing it up to temperature, getting that smooth, even texture through everything.
Yeah.
Because it's one of these recipes. This is a very, very basic recipe, and there's thousands of recipes for creme brulee. There's ones that you bake in the oven. There's ones with honey. There's ones with brown sugar, with different types of sugars. And like at this point, you're getting your technique down. Get it cooked the way you want it.
Yeah, one of these, and like you say, I mean, you know, you're a professional here. You're the head chef, and things do happen. I mean, would you say that sometimes, you know, the eggs that we used, do they need to be at room temperature when we start? Does that make a difference?
Yeah, it's better to have the eggs at room temperature. It just makes them easier to work with, you know.
Right.
Sometimes if things are too cold, when you're adding hot stuff, it's going to crack on you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
If
it might be worth getting everything out.
Yeah, a little bit earlier, you know. It's not going to make the biggest difference, but it is going to make it smoother in the long run.
Yes, absolutely.
So at this point, we're about halfway through cooking.
Right.
At this point, you can add flavours. If you wanted to add some strawberry coulis, which is a puree of strawberry. If you wanted to add a couple of shots of coffee, you can make a coffee creme brulee. You can even try some things like rosemary, which works really good. Some sweet and savoury, which works really nice. But you can literally add 1,000 different flavours to this. This, again, is a basic recipe coming from the creme anglaise recipe, which is the basic custard recipe, which is a classic. And this is really, really simple to do at home. So we're just about done here. As you can see, it's doubling up.
And this is the thing as well, you know, we're doing it for telly, so we're sort of speeding it up.
We're speeding it up here. Normally in the kitchen you want a lot of patience. You're going to be here 10, 15 minutes moving and moving.
Yeah, and sort of an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, well, once you know, once you know what's happening, which is the important thing, once you know what's happening with the dish, then you know how to control it.
Yeah.
Like I say, when you look at the bottom of the pan, you'll see it cooking. You know why you're moving it.
Yeah.
If you're just following a recipe from a book, they might say just move it and move it and move it. You don't know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
The reason you're doing it is to keep the even cook through.
Yes.
So, okay, so that's going to take another 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
To cook just for television.
Meanwhile, it's telly, we will sort of move on a bit.
And here's a good trick, okay, because we've got the vanilla pot in there, and we've got any imperfections are going to come through the sieve. Okay. I'm going to take out everything, so we're going to be left with a really, really smooth mix.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
This goes through my sieve here.
Yeah.
That's great. And then we're ready to put it into our ramekins.
Okay. Again, ramekins out, done. They don't need any prep. Nothing in them.
Nothing in there, you know. Okay. This is a 1 dish pot. So the general idea is we'll finish them about 3/4 the way up is normally how we do them in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like this.
And then do these go into a fridge or?
They go to chill now, okay? This
Yeah.
is going to take maybe half an hour in the fridge to chill.
Right.
And there's a reason why we chill it. Well, first, you know, like I said, there's a lot of different versions of this recipe. There's hot ones and there's cold ones. But this one is a 1 dish one. And here's
Okay.
one that's come from the fridge from a little bit before.
Right, so these are the ones that are going to go into
All right,
the
this
fridge.
has had a couple of hours in the fridge. As you
Yeah.
can see, it's set.
Yeah.
It's not too hard, soft to touch, but it's got a little skim on the top of it. And that's what we're looking for. We want to
Bit
put
of bounce.
a bit of bounce on it.
Yeah.
So it's been good set, and then we're going to finish it with some sugar.
Yeah.
Of course, burnt cream. This is the burnt cream part.
Okay.
This you can do at home with your grill, which works really good. The secret being get the grill good and hot before you put it under there.
Right. Now, we don't have a grill, but you have a special gadget.
I have a special gadget for my tricks. So, the big trick here
Yeah.
is to get the sugar even. Because as it caramelizes with the different temperatures, if some sugar is thicker than the other one, the thinner sugar is going to caramelize first, it's going to burn on you.
bog standard sort of brown sugar.
This is brown sugar, it's going to work
Yeah.
faster because it's going to caramelize faster.
Okay, okay. Now, should we put the, do you want to put it on there?
Jump it on there, and
Yeah.
I want to burn you. As you can see, I got my guys here. You can stand there. So, right, so we're going to caramelize this. As you can see here, the sugar caramelizing around.
Yeah.
You get that beautiful colour, nice, even.
Wow. And again, this is something, I mean, you're a professional, you can use this. For us, it's probably best just to use the grill.
You know, the grill works. Traditionally, before chefs had all these gadgets, they'd use the grill. You can do it in the grill, but the trick being that you get the grill really, really hot before you put it in there. So the second it touches the grill, it's going to start caramelizing. Because what you don't want to do is cook the egg down, because you're going to end up with scrambled egg on top and your lovely soft mousse
so
underneath
it
that you
really
work so hard to
is just
achieve.
a case of just get it, touch it, done. Brilliant.
And it's really that simple. Here, we can serve this. This works great with some citric fruits. You can do some strawberries. I have some beautiful strawberries over here to serve with this. It's really that simple. As this sets, the sugar is going to set and it's going to harden. So you're going to get that beautiful desired crunch when you break through, which I'm going to give you the honours of doing because I know how much you like your desserts.
Les, as ever, gorgeous.
Enjoy.
And if you want a crack at Les's creme brulee, here are the ingredients. 500 millilitres of natural cream, 10 egg yolks, vanilla, 100 grams of caster sugar and some brown sugar to caramelise. Thanks very much for joining us and we'll see you again soon. This I can't wait for. Oh, wow.
That's the crunch I was talking about. Eh? Very important to get the crunch, you know. It's all about the crunch.